African literature is a vast and diverse body of work. It encompasses a wide range of genres, styles, and themes. From ancient oral traditions to contemporary novels, African literature offers a rich tapestry of human experience. This video will serve as a guide for students who are new to this exciting field. We will explore its history, major themes, and key authors. African literature is often characterized by its engagement with social and political issues. Many writers use their craft to explore the impacts of colonialism, the struggle for independence, and the challenges of post-colonial life. Themes of identity, culture, and tradition are also central to many African works. Despite its diversity, there are some common threads that run through African literature. One is the importance of community. Another is a deep respect for oral tradition. Storytelling plays a vital role in many African cultures, and this is reflected in the written literature. This guide will help you navigate the world of African literature. We will provide you with the tools you need to understand and appreciate its richness and complexity. Let's embark on this journey of discovery together. To understand African literature, we must start at its roots. Long before the written word, stories were passed down orally from generation to generation. These stories, myths, and proverbs served as a way to preserve history, teach moral lessons, and entertain. With the arrival of Arabic and European languages, African literature began to take on new forms. Early written works often reflected the influence of these outside cultures. Religious texts, historical chronicles, and poetry were common genres. One notable example is the Epic of Sundiata, a West African epic poem that tells the story of the founder of the Mali Empire. This epic, passed down orally for centuries before being written down, highlights the importance of courage, leadership, and destiny. Early African literature provides a foundation for understanding the themes and traditions that would shape later works. It reminds us that African literature is not a recent phenomenon but rather a rich tradition that stretches back centuries. The mid-20th century marked a turning point for African literature. As many African nations gained independence from colonial rule, a new generation of writers emerged. These writers sought to reclaim their own narratives and give voice to the experiences of their people. This period saw the rise of prominent literary figures such as Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Their works explored the complexities of colonialism, the challenges of nation-building, and the search for identity in a rapidly changing world. Modern African literature often grapples with the tensions between tradition and modernity. As African societies underwent rapid transformation, writers questioned the relevance of old ways of life in a new era. The themes explored by these writers resonated with readers both within Africa and internationally. African literature gained recognition on the global stage, earning prestigious literary awards and influencing writers from other parts of the world. No discussion of African literature would be complete without mentioning Chinua Achebe. Widely regarded as the father of modern African literature, Achebe's works have had a profound impact on the literary landscape. His debut novel, Things Fall Apart, 1958, is a seminal work that tells the story of the Igbo people in Nigeria during the early days of British colonialism. Through the eyes of Okonkwo, a respected warrior, Achebe depicts the clash of cultures and the disintegration of traditional Igbo society. Achebe's writing is characterized by its clarity, its social realism, and its deep understanding of African culture. He challenged Western stereotypes about Africa and gave voice to the marginalized and the oppressed. His other notable works include No Longer at Ease, 1960, Arrow of God, 1964, and A Man of the People, 1966. These novels continued to explore themes of colonialism, cultural conflict, and political corruption. Achebe's legacy extends beyond his own writing. He inspired generations of African writers and paved the way for greater recognition of African literature worldwide. Section 5. Exploring themes, colonialism, and its aftermath. Colonialism casts a long shadow over African literature. Many writers explore its lasting impacts on African societies, both positive and negative. They examine how colonial rule disrupted traditional ways of life, created new power structures, and left a legacy of economic and social inequality. Ngugi wa Thiong'o, in his novel Weep Not, Child from 1964, portrays the trauma and resilience of a Kenyan family caught in the midst of the Mau Mau uprising against British rule. The novel highlights the human cost of colonialism and the struggle for liberation. Post-colonial literature also grapples with the challenges of nation-building after independence. Writers like Aikwe Arma, in his novel The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born from 1968, expose the corruption and disillusionment that often followed the end of colonial rule. The theme of colonialism is not limited to historical fiction. Contemporary writers continue to explore its legacy in modern African societies. They examine issues such as neo-colonialism, globalization, and the ongoing struggle for economic and political justice. Section 6. The Search for Identity in a Changing World. The search for identity is a central theme in African literature. Writers explore what it means to be African in a world shaped by colonialism and globalization. They grapple with cultural hybridity and the tension between tradition and modernity. In Nervous Conditions, Tsitsi Dangarembga tells the story of Tambudzai, a young girl dreaming of education. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie explores themes of gender, identity, and the immigrant experience. Her novels offer nuanced portrayals of African characters grappling with complex realities. Through their characters and stories, they offer insights into the human condition. Section 7. Tradition and Modernity, a Clash of Values. The clash between tradition and modernity is a recurring theme in African literature. As African societies undergo rapid transformation, writers explore the tensions that arise between old ways of life and new ideas. They question the relevance of traditional values in a modernizing world and examine the challenges of balancing progress with cultural preservation. In God's Bits of Wood from 1960, Senegalese author Sembene Ousmane depicts a railroad strike in colonial West Africa. The novel highlights the clash between traditional ways of life and the demands of a modernizing economy. The role of women in society is often at the heart of this clash. Traditional gender roles are challenged as women seek greater agency and equality. Writers explore the complexities of women's lives in patriarchal societies and celebrate their strength and resilience. The tension between tradition and modernity is not always presented as a binary opposition. Many writers recognize the value of both and seek to find ways to bridge the gap between them. They envision a future where African societies can embrace progress while remaining true to their cultural roots. The power of storytelling in African culture. Storytelling is deeply ingrained in African cultures. It transmits knowledge, values, and history from one generation to the next. This oral tradition shapes African literature's themes and styles. Folktales and proverbs preserve Africa's rich cultural heritage. They provide insights into traditional beliefs and moral values. Many African writers draw inspiration from this oral tradition. They use vivid imagery and rhythmic language to captivate readers. The call and response pattern reflects in African literature. This creates a sense of community and encourages participation. Understanding storytelling is essential for appreciating African literature. Section 9. Unlocking African Literature Tips for Students. Approaching African literature can be both exciting and daunting. Here are some tips to help you navigate this rich literary landscape. 1. Start with what interests you. Explore different genres, authors, and time periods. 2. Embrace different perspectives. African literature offers a wide range of perspectives on history, culture, and society. Be open to challenging your own assumptions. 3. Pay attention to context. Historical and cultural context is crucial. Research the author's background and the time period. 4. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask your teacher, a classmate, or a librarian for help. There are many resources available to guide you. 5. Enjoy the journey. African literature is full of engaging stories and thought-provoking themes. Let yourself be swept away by its beauty and power. Section 10. African literature's place on the global stage. African literature has transcended geographical boundaries to become an integral part of the global literary canon. Its influence enriches our understanding of the human experience. From Nobel Prize winners Wole Soyinka and Nadine Gordimer to contemporary writers like Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and Teju Cole, African literature garners widespread recognition and respect. Its themes of colonialism, identity, and social justice resonate globally. African literature offers a unique lens on our interconnected world. Section 11. Conclusion. A journey of discovery. Embarking on a journey through African literature is an enriching experience. From its ancient oral traditions to its vibrant contemporary scene, African literature offers a vast and diverse tapestry of human experience. By exploring the works of its talented writers, we gain insights into the complexities of African history, culture, and society. We encounter compelling stories, memorable characters, and thought-provoking themes that challenge our perspectives and broaden our understanding of the world. Whether you are a student just beginning to delve into African literature, or a seasoned reader eager to expand your horizons, there is always something new to discover. Embrace the opportunity to immerse yourself in this rich and rewarding literary landscape. Let the power of African literature transport you to new worlds, introduce you to unforgettable characters, and inspire you to see the world with fresh eyes. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more exciting content coming your way soon.